Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Caleb, and in today's video we're going to be doing an in-depth review of the online real estate licensing course called Real Estate Express. What you can expect to take away from this video is I'm going to be taking you in depth. We're going to be reviewing the pros and the cons, not just the good. We're going to go over the good and the bad. We're going to go over how user-friendly it is, the customer service from start to finish, from when you pay for it to when you receive it, pricing, estimated completion time. I'm also going to take you behind the scenes into my computer. We're going to go over how to navigate the portal, how to use it, what you can expect for different real estate packages. So hopefully you can find this video informative. My goal is to be able to provide you with enough information to where that you can feel confident when you purchase this that this is the right course for you, or if it isn't. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the video and cue the intro. If you are interested in becoming a licensed real estate agent through Real Estate Express, I've posted the link to the website in the description below, and it'll take you directly to the portal where you can then sign up and purchase your course. Thank you and enjoy the video. What is Real Estate Express? Well, simply put, Real Estate Express is an online, completely self-paced, can do it from the comfort of your own home, real estate licensing course. It can be used as a pre- or post-licensing course. Real Estate Express, just from a quick Google search, can easily and arguably be considered one of the top courses in 2020. For example, this article here from Investopedia.com comes in at the top on Google for the 6 best online real estate schools of 2020, Real Estate Express being on number 1 at the best overall. Is Real Estate Express the best overall? That's what we're going to talk about today. Just because it's the best overall on Google does not mean it's the best course for you. Different people have different learning styles. Everybody looks at everything differently. So, before we get into that, in case we haven't met yet, my name is Caleb Cowden with Cowden Solutions Investing. This channel is dedicated to entrepreneurs and specifically within the real estate community. Whether that looks like buying and selling and flipping homes for a profit, wholesaling, or showing real estate as a real estate agent. Whatever that may look like for you, this channel is dedicated to giving you quality content on these topics to help us be able to accumulate wealth in this magnificent industry so that we can become financially free and live our dream lives the way we've always wanted to. Okay, Real Estate Express. I'd like to start off the video by doing a simple pros and cons comparison, or let's call it advantages of the course versus disadvantages, however you may like to look at it. So I've got a couple in mind. We can start off by number 1. A good advantage of Real Estate Express is their customer service. Real Estate Express had excellent customer service. I did a review video on another school called Allied School of Real Estate a while back, and if you're interested in Allied and taking the course through them, I'll drop the link to that video in the description below so that you can watch that later. But there have been some courses that I've looked into where their customer service was kind of lacking. Real Estate Express stands out amongst those others because they do have good quality customer service. I didn't feel like my representative was trying to sell me anything when I was first just trying to learn about the course. She walked me through the packages, we talked about pricing, but she wasn't trying to push any particular one on me. She wanted me to purchase the one that felt that it would fit my needs specifically. We talked for a good 30 minutes. She didn't feel like she was trying to rush me off the phone or if she was getting bored. She did not appear to be a salesman to me. She came off as an educator, which to me, I think it had a lot to do with why I bought the course from her the very day I spoke to her. So, advantage, good customer service. They're easy to reach, easy to talk to. Another good advantage is it's quick starting. I had access to my course and was able to start it the day that I purchased it and got my logins. It all happened within the same day, and I actually started that very night. Another advantage is it is completely self-paced. Now, with that being said, Real Estate Express gives you 6 months to complete their course, which in my opinion is a very generous amount of time, but it's also not an unreasonable amount of time, considering that some courses take 9 to 12 months to complete on average. 6 months is pretty doable, and you'd ask, well, if some take 9 to 12, why 6 months? I think it's doable considering the average person is licensed and is able to take their test within 2 to 4 months after completing or purchasing this course. So 6 months is pretty reasonable and very generous considering that the average is 2 to 4 months. So I think it's completely doable. So I'm going to put that as an advantage. Plus, you can be licensed faster. They don't put a lot of fluff in their course. They tell you what you need to know, and you get down to the point. Now, with that being said, there can be a disadvantage. It is down and to the point, and it is relevant, but things can be a little bit wordy. So just be cautious of that. Some things can be summed up in a sentence or two, or Real Estate Express might take a page or 2 paragraphs to explain something that can be quick and easy and to the point to understand. But with that being said, it is an online resource. So that means there's going to be people of many different learning styles and abilities taking this course. So Real Estate Express is doing their due diligence to make sure that they explain it in such a way where anyone and everyone of any particular learning style can understand this topic. So they do have to do their due diligence in that aspect, which might be why it is wordy, but that's here or there. That's up to you if that's a pro or if that's a con. To me, sometimes it's a little bit of a disadvantage just because it can get monotonous. But I think that's a general rule of thumb along most of these online resources. There is a lot of reading involved. Next, I think another advantage is it is pretty user-friendly. As we're going to talk about later on in this video, when I take you behind the scenes into the user portal, I'm going to show you how user-friendly it is and easy to access. And we're going to go over that, so stick around for that. Another thing we're going to talk about later on in the video is the no pass, no pay guarantee, which helps Real Estate Express stick out from the other multitude of online real estate schools out there, which we'll talk about what that means in its full entirety here later on in the video when we go into the computer. Another advantage, I think, would be that the chapter tests are very easy. They're only 3 questions long. 3 questions is not very hard to answer, but you think, how is that test my knowledge of the whole chapter with just 3 questions? Well, I'll tell you how they do it. They do it because, call this a disadvantage or call this a con if you want to. Again, it depends on how you look at it, but you have to make a 100% on every chapter test in order to pass and unlock your next chapter and move forward. You can't miss 1, you can't miss 2, you have to get all 3 questions correct. Which if you read the course material, take good notes, and actually pay attention to what you're learning in the chapter, is really not that hard to do. But I will be upfront with you. I did try to skate by and cheat the system and skim through a chapter that I found was particularly a little bit boring. It was the survey chapter. You do need to know this information to get your license. I was thinking I could find a way around it. I am a fan of working smarter, not harder, but I ultimately ended up making myself work harder because I didn't do my due diligence and take the course the way it was intended. And the tests got me. I did end up failing that test 6 times, which leads me into another thing. If you fail the test 3 times, it does make you go back and repeat the chapter before it unlocks the test again. So I had to go back and repeat that chapter 2 times, finally passing the test on my 7th try. But that 7th try, I actually read the information, took notes, and tried to retain before I took my test. So if you take the test the way that, and do the course the way that Real Estate Express intended, you won't have a problem passing those tests. But it can be an advantage that they're only 3 questions long. It can be a disadvantage because if you miss 1, you cannot move on. Depends on how you look at it. Another disadvantage or a con, depending on how you look at it, again, I keep saying that, but cons and disadvantages are relative in this video. I'm just giving you some things to think about. You do have to 100% self-manage and self-motivate. Now, if you're an entrepreneur already, then those skills you're all too familiar with. Every day we get up at work, we always self-motivate, self-manage our day-to-day activities every single day. But those of us who have a full-time job and maybe aren't used to self-motivating or self-managing, and maybe we're looking at doing this course in our free time and on the weekends to do a career change from our current job into becoming a real estate agent, self-management might be a little bit of a foreign concept. So it can come as a disadvantage that nobody's going to be standing over your shoulder holding you accountable to sticking to the schedule to complete it within the 6 months allotted. So, but don't worry, if that's something that you struggle with, it doesn't mean that you can't do this course. I would recommend having a sibling or a spouse or a parent or a friend be your accountability partner. Have them hold you accountable to do the work that you intend to do every day, and make sure that you stay focused and stay on schedule. You can do this. It's not very hard, and a lot of people are doing it. And I think even if you don't practice as an agent, having that license in your back pocket is a very valuable asset to have. And lastly, there's not much audio. I think that's a huge disadvantage. I would have liked to have seen more audio in this course. And what I mean by audio, there is a lot of reading, but I liked it on certain parts of the course. The computer would read you the course material, and you could just plug your headphones in and listen. Take notes on paper. You didn't have to click through anything, because when it got to the bottom of the screen, it automatically moved to the next slide. I could put it on a loudspeaker, my Bluetooth speaker. I could be doing dishes, or I could be getting dinner started, or helping my wife set the table, whatever that may be, while I'm listening to my real estate course and taking notes, because I can have my hands completely free. I can even get up and walk around. Some people like to move while they learn. Whatever that may be, I would have liked to have seen more of that on this course. There is a little bit of it, but not as much as I wanted, and it is kind of random throughout the course. So you'll come into those chapters, and it'll be really cool, and I like it. If audio is not much for you, then it wouldn't be a disadvantage, but I would have liked to have more audio. As far as the pros and cons go, or the advantages and disadvantages, I think that pretty much sums it up. Now, I do want to add one more thing. I would kind of label this as an advantage. It's not the most expensive course out there, and I was really surprised for the amount of money that I spent on my last real estate course that I went through and reviewed. Again, the link to that video is in the description below. You can watch that later. This was significantly less expensive. Now, the prices could have changed. I did review that course in the other video 3 years ago, but as far as current day, COVID didn't really give me a lot of spare cash just laying around. So the idea of having to fork out a lot of money to do this real estate program was not very appealing to me. And they made that happen for a very affordable rate. So it is more affordable than others. I also like that the package that I purchased came with some textbooks. So you may not have the same opinion as me, but I like to study and I like to use textbooks. I like to write things down. When I take notes, I like to write it on physical paper. You do have the ability to take notes in the online user portal, which we'll go over later at the end of this video when I take you behind the scenes into the portal. But it also came with these course books. And they were put in the mail within 5 business days, and they arrived here within 5 days after I purchased the course. This is the 30-hour Texas Real Estate Commission, 30-hour Texas Real Estate Pre-Licensing Course, Volume 1. And you'd say, wowzer, that is a very thick textbook. This textbook does mirror the actual course so that you can follow along. There is a lot of information covered in this course. That's why it is a 30-hour course. For Volume 1. This is the study edition, so it does have exercises and other things like workbooks and examples. It does go a little more in depth in the course, so this is I feel like this is a really good resource to have. It covers Principles of Real Estate 1, Principles of Real Estate 2, and Law of Agency for Volume 1. I also did receive in the same package, and these weren't extra, Volume 2 for Law of Contracts, Real Estate Finance, and promulgated contract forms. I hope I didn't butcher that word, but Volume 2, again, this is 30 hours worth of courses, mirroring the online version with some extra exercises and workbooks. I find this to be extremely helpful, and it also helps me for my tests. So I think that just about covers my review experience as a whole. I would rate Real Estate Express as about a 9.5 out of 10 as far as usability, customer service, and ease of access. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the next portion of the video where I take you into my computer and we navigate the portal and give you basically a sneak peek of what it would look like if you purchased this course and was going through this as a customer. All right, let's go. All right, guys, now that we got the computer pulled up, let's go ahead and open up our search browser. I usually just go to Google and then type in the search bar realestateexpress.com. All right, and since I've got it previously in my search recents, I'm going to just go ahead and click on it. And this will bring you to the home page. This is the Real Estate Express website. This is where you'll go every time to log into your courses. A few things to note. A few things to note there. There's a bunch of information that's useful for if you're inquiring about this, as well as watching, YouTube tutorials and stuff like that and review videos. You can also come on the website and there's a lot of good stuff to read. Is real estate right for you? They've got 3 steps of becoming a real estate agent. It makes it seem super simple, which it is, guys. This isn't deceptive at all. Just 1, complete your pre-licensing education. 2, the step-by-step, pass your exam. And 3, you can launch your careers as a practicing licensed real estate agent. It also has another tab of what to expect from Real Estate Express, 24/7 course access, progress tracking, instructor assistance, and that instructor assistance can be live, and printable chapters, exclusive state-specific content, and user-controlled pacing. That means you can do this at your own pace. Now, they do have time requirements. Courses do expire after a certain amount of time, and I think you have 6 months to complete these, but most people can complete these in an average of 2 to 3 months, depending on how fast you hit this. Some people take the full 6, but don't worry, if 6 is still too fast, they do offer paid course extensions. You can buy course extensions from Real Estate Express to extend your course. So it does have a lot of good reviews. Several real estate agents that I know already have gotten their license and have been having successful careers after starting with Real Estate Express, which is why I started looking into it again. It gets a lot of positive feedback. And they have something else that's worth noting here. This is really cool, actually. This is what helped me go ahead and just be sold on the idea. They have a guarantee here, pass or don't pay. And that means basically they give you this course. After you purchase it, they're so confident that you're going to pass your state licensing exam on the first try. If not, they give you your money back. And that's a really cool guarantee, because like I said in a prior part of this video, I paid almost $500 for the package that I purchased from Real Estate Express, and that was a lot of money for me to just cough up all at once, but it really helped me feel secure knowing that if for some weird reason I did not pass on the first try, I would get a refund. And the cool thing about it is I don't have to go back in and take this course all over again in order to go take my state exam again after failing it once. I get a refund, and then I can go take my test again. It's pretty cool. It made me feel safer. All right, so in this corner up here, usually there's going to be a login button, but because I'm already logged in, because I didn't want to share my personal login information, we're just going to go ahead and click My Courses. This will take us directly into the portal. Now, what you're seeing here on my screen is you're seeing my current active user portal. These are my classes that came in the package that I purchased and I'm actively using right now. If you'll notice on Texas Principles of Real Estate 1, I've already completed 14 hours of this course. This is a 30-hour course. Down here, you'll see a progress completion bar. I'm 77% complete with this course. And you'll get your enrollment date, your expired date when this course expires. And if you'll notice, it goes from 11/30/2020 to 5/30/2021. So there is a good amount of time before that class expires. So they do give you ample amount of time to do these courses. It's really doable. This is part of the real estate pre-licensing education. It's in Texas, they require 30 hours. It's an elective. It'll tell you if it reports to the state or if it's non-reporting to the state. Currently, it's non-reporting to the state. Over here in the drop-down arrow, you can see that there's different options to choose from. You can review course notes, view documents, open course and start, or you can just click the button. And there's a really cool feature called a discussion board where you can, it's like a social media platform for Real Estate Express. You can connect with other people that are either realtors or actively taking, got hiccups there. You can connect with people that are actually taking this course or other realtors, people that you can ask questions to, give feedback. Let's open that up real quick and take a look at it. I haven't used it yet, but see, this one's a study buddy. It's got 71 views, 7 comments, and it tells you who posted it most recently, and that's December 8th. So it's really cool. And there's study methods. After you pass the test, anyone taking the final exam soon, you can bounce ideas off of, learn what to expect, yada yada, going forward. So the package I purchased came with Texas Principles of Real Estate 1, Texas promulgated, I hope I didn't butcher that, contract forms, which is a requirement for your pre-licensing. This one is Texas Real Estate Principles 2, Texas Real Estate Finance, and Laws of Agency. Now, those are requirements. This is a Sherry Johnson 90-day boot camp, which I purchased extra. It's a 12-hour course. All of the required courses are 30 hours, if you've noticed. But the boot camp I purchased because I thought it would be a useful tool to help further prepare me for my state exam. Texas Law of Contracts, that's also a required course. These aren't in any particular order either, I've noticed. Texas Real Estate Property Management, and I think some of these are prerequisite. Yes, okay, so this is a real estate post-licensing course, and this is a post-licensing course as well. This is real estate license education. All of those are required, except for the boot camp. I don't know if that's required because I had to pay extra for that. Anywho, you can sort these however you want. Recent activity, completed, newest, hours, mandatory. Let's see, mandatory ones. Okay, there they are. So enough of jabber about that. On the sidebar here, you've got your certificates. These are going to be every time you complete a course. I don't have any certificates to show because I'm only 77% complete with my first course. But once I complete it and take my final exam, I'll receive a certificate of completion. Once you collect all the certificates required to set up your state exam, you have to mail those certificates into your state, and it basically gives you credibility to prove that you've taken this course. There's career support, transcripts. Career support's a cool feature that'll help you get started in your career. Real Estate Express offers. And over here is basically the same thing as over here, but they've just got it put on the other side of the screen. It's a bit redundant, but it's fine. So if you come here, you can view your course notes. You can view documents that come with that course. This is a cool feature because they have an exam test booklet that's an e-document that you can basically scroll through and take practice exams on. They got orientations, the syllabus, dictionary for looking up key terms, which is really helpful. Some of this lingo is hard to remember and definitions are very long, so dictionary really helps. Ebook Principles of Real Estate Practice, it's a prep book. Ebook Fearless Math, which is very, very handy because there is math involved in this, especially when you have to calculate acreage and when you get into the surveying chapters. There is math and they are on the tests. So there's a lot of good information there in the documents section. So let's go ahead and open this course real quick. I'll take you in. Every time you click open course, you're going to be directed to this screen because they want you to watch this video to let you know about the changes. Let's go ahead and pause that. They want to let you know about the changes that have been made on the course. Meet your instructor. You have a couple different instructors and you have good information. But basically when you're ready to start, you just hit open course. So they always begin with asking you a security question. And these security questions are just to make sure that you're actively the one doing the test and you're not passing the buck off to someone else. We want to be sure this is really you. What is your last name? And everyone knows my last name, so we'll just go ahead and say my last name is Cowden. Okay. Once you click submit, correct, please continue the course. Note, you have 60 seconds to answer that question. So if you do not answer that question correctly, it will lock your course and you'll have to call Real Estate Express to have them manually unlock it after answering another series of security questions. This happened once because I accidentally walked away from the course to go get a glass of water and I came back and then my course was locked. So make sure you don't do that. Over here you can have your chapters. Now, chapter 1, basically we can go into and click around on chapter 1. So You can access the notes portion of the test, which I don't know if I have good notes on those portions yet. I'm getting way too ahead of myself here. I'm sorry, let's go ahead and go back. Now, we're gonna go ahead and I live in Paris, and we're gonna go ahead and go back here. So we'll say historical background. There's notes here. I don't think I took any notes on this portion of the test, but if you go all the way back up to the beginning and the earlier chapters, I did take pretty good notes. So here's an example of that. Chapter 1 notes. I really like to highlight key concepts. Key concepts are important. They want you to remember them for a reason, and I found that some of these are on the test. You can expand, you can download these notes, you can print stuff, you can print pages. These are my instructors. So it's really a nice user interface. There is a lot of reading, but some of these are actually audio. So it depends. There's some videos on some portions, there's reading material on other portions, and then some of it is read for you, and the computer automatically will just move you to the next page when it's through reading it to you. And those are nice because you can just put your headphones in, take notes, and relax like a formal lecture. So basically, this is everything that's in Texas Principles of Real Estate 1. I'm currently in, that's all of Chapter 1 actually. So I think I'm currently in Chapter 10, Interests in Real Estate. Yes, and I'm 3 pages into Chapter 10. So that's where my current progress is. Everything you've done is highlighted in purple, and everything you haven't done is still grayed out. So if you wanted to print something, you can go up here to print. You can email your instructor and actively communicate with your instructor if you have questions or anything, and he will respond back to you. You've got your documents and you've got your help. So honestly, if you wanted to print this page, or up here you can do the same thing. If you wanted to return back to chapter start, you just click chapter start and it takes you right back to the beginning. So that's pretty much it for the navigation of the portal. It's fairly easy, pretty straightforward. All of my pre and post licensing courses are in here, and overall I'd say it's been a very easy process thus far. Hopefully that video was informative, and if you learned anything new in this video that was of value to you, be sure to click the like button, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. Your support is always appreciated. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next one.
Again.